Namaskar and welcome to Nalanda's Webshala. In the background of these beautiful Mumbai rains, I bring to you the concluding episode of this global series. A super successful one thanks to all of you. This series was begun by the Institute with the sole purpose of providing inspiration, encouragement and keeping the artist with his or her art form, be it the students, the alumni or people all around the world. Thank you so much for giving us so much love and appreciation which kept us going for 31 episodes of Season 1. At the outset, I would like to thank and bow down to none other than the Education Director, Padma Bhushan Dr. Srimati Kanakrede, for sowing the seed of this continuous search and thirst for the truthful and soulful art in every individual who lays step in Nalanda. And thereon, I would like to thank none other than the most loving and caring principal, Dr. Srimati Uma Reddy, for nurturing this seed with all her love so that it helps us bloom and blossom. I would like to bow down to every single teaching staff at Nalanda Nritya Kala Mahavidyalaya who also help us grow in every way possible more than one and help us to stand where all of us are today. The non-teaching staff, the management, the most encouraging sector of Nalanda, which stand by as a backbone even during times of the pandemic. So here I conclude the entire global web series with my session, Dance, an amalgamation of Shastra and Science. Going forward, when I looked up the term Shastra, I found various angles to it. But the conclusive answer to what a Shastra is was very simple. A suffix attached to Indian literature specifically dealing with providing technical sound knowledge of rules, a compendium which provided the proper presentation methods for practical training and putting forward the arts. So when we talk about dance per se, we always head back to the banyan tree, the magnum opus of Bharata, the Natya Shastra. Without dwelling into the concept or the question of whether dance came first or drama, we know that the Natya Veda was created by Lord Brahma as the fifth Veda to provide respite, to provide a resolve to anyone grieved. This Veda specifically aimed at providing special instructions to people who observed it. Also a concept very clearly mentioned in the Samudra Manthana, which was the first drama put forward on the basis of the rules provided in the Natya Shastra, that the artist would neither take the sides of the right or the wrong. The art would just be a mirror image of what is happening around, and then the Sahridaya or the audience was the one to decide for themselves what was right and what was wrong. This brings in the strong concept of the Sahridaya and mainly the concept of the Rasa theory, which is very uplifting in the entire Natya Shastra, where the artist becomes one with his or her art and presents this art beautifully, flows into the mind of his Sahridaya, his audience, and both together embark on this beautiful artistic journey. These are the wonderful concepts mentioned in our Shastras, with regards to dance, especially the Natya Shastra. When we come to discuss the importance of dance in India, we come across this very beautiful verse from the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, something extremely popular with the Nalandaites as it's a part of our emblem. The verse says, Vinatu Nritya Shastrena Chitra Sutram Sudurvidam. Without the knowledge of dance, performing other fine arts is not possible. The reference and the mention of dance is seen in the Shastras and the ancient texts in India since times immemorial. What stands true to this are the epics, Mahabharata and Ramayana itself, which specify dance and dancers. Dance gurus and dance teachers are a part of Kalidasa and Bhasa's plays, which also stand the test of time in the Indian history. When we talk about dance education or education per se in India, we go back to the Gurukula, the ashrama of the Guru, where the student would become a part of the family of the Guru, live with the Guru, and under the Guru Shishya Parampara, under the age-old tradition, learn this wisdom from the Guru. And the Guru would impart this wisdom after initiation of the student and slowly and steadily mold the dancer into a full-blown artist. If we see dance education in India, again we go back centuries, and here we see that both the teacher and the student embark upon a journey of creating complex compositions and bringing out various experiments, bringing out various newer and much more different concepts, keeping in mind the rules set once again in the Natya Shastra. How have we gone back to Bharata's text, where Bharata clearly mentions the two clear distinguishing formats which make a particular dance style Margi and a particular dance style Deshi. So hence came the entire concept of Margi and Deshi. The Marga, which created classicism in the dance form, and the Deshi concepts had the regional touch to it. Natya Dharmi and Loka Dharmi, the modes of presentation, are also concepts which aid in helping us understand what would make a particular style of performance different than the other. So here we again go back to our Shastra in understanding dance even better. Now moving on to the second aspect of my talk. What is science? When I looked up the Webster's dictionary, I came across a simple meaning of science. Science is the knowledge attained through practice, an intellectual activity. So now moving forth to dance. Over the centuries, dance education has also evolved. We come across the most relevant and the most path-breaking concepts put forth by none other than Padma Bhushan Dr. Srimati Kanakreli when she talks about evolution and evolution. This is the concept where the kinetics and aesthetics of the dance form is connected to the way the dance form is presented. So we come to Mohiniyattam from Kerala, being connected to the circle, to the spherical, the revolutionary motions, and Bharatanatyam being angular, being connected to evolution, being connected to the triangle. The Kathak dance style is also extremely famous for the chakkars. So in this manner, the theory of kinetics the theory of aesthetics comes into play, just like science. When we talk about all these theories, we go closer and closer to understanding human physiology and anatomy, and also the importance of understanding body movements. We come to Laban's theory, a very popular, world-renowned theory when it comes to understanding dance scientifically. Thus, dance is very popularly being used as therapy many a times. Dance is used as a mode of fitness in order to make your body fit and relevant in today's times. So I always come across the understanding of the human skeletal system, the muscular system, our cardiovascular system when we talk about stamina and strength, the human body's flexibility, all of this being extremely relevant for a dancer to understand as a concept in order to improve her art. So thus we come to understanding these various concepts of fitness. So my question most often to every dancer is, dance as fitness, dance as therapy is relevant, but what about the science of fitness? What about being fit to dance? So when we look into how important it is for an individual to dance to remain fit, we again dwell into the entire science of fitness, the science of strengthening of the body, the science of nutrition, the science of understanding the motion, the movement studies, becoming an extremely important part of a dancer's life. Thus coming down to the entire concept of me calling dance a science. So thus an amalgamation of Shastra and science. But now when we have discussed how dance is a Shastra, no doubt, and dance is truly a science in the 21st century, with the developments happening in every field, be it dance education or the science of fitness, the science of dance being used as a therapy, we come to very relevant concepts of dance also being used for mental well-being of an individual, where the mental stamina and the mental stability of an individual is also tapped when the individual performs or dances. The concept of depersonalization, an extremely popular one at Nalanda, also comes into play, where we talk about the dancer going away from her mundane and regular issues and becoming a vehicle in putting forth her art to her audience and forgetting all the mundane thoughts and leading a life of a role model. Thus, the mental stamina and mental stability of the dancer is equally affected when this is the path which is taken professionally. Thus, helping one and helping others as the Sahridaya, as the audience, as we discussed before, to reach a higher level, almost touching and sometimes even reaching that, if you are lucky, moksha, that is being one with the Almighty. When we talk about dance today in the 21st century, a term coined by our principal is edutainment. What is dance? Dance is edutainment, educational and entertaining. So this is how vast the concept of dance is. And when we talk about Indian classical dance per se, Shastra and science are totally balanced in becoming a true artist. So now coming to the crux of the matter. As a befitting concluding episode of the Global Webshala, I thought of touching this specific question which we as dance students, professionals, professional dance students come across. You know what people say? I'm sure the ones who are viewing this video are going to have this smile that I know what you're saying when you hear what I say further. Dance. अरे डांस में क्या सीखना है? What do you have to learn in dance? There is an entire Mumbai University degree in dance. What is PhD in dance? Isn't it but just imitating someone and moving your limbs? So well friends, I made this video further to explain to all of them what today's dance education truly consists of. So let's go on a journey, you and me together, and see what truly dance education is all about.
Nalanda has bloomed and blossomed into this lotus which provides the required knowledge, creating self-esteem and humility in all its students, and thus creating cultural ambassadors for India. Every morning begins with the much required fitness sessions, where every student is taught the importance of maintaining a fit lifestyle to become a dancer. Not only that, but individual attention is given to every student in order to make her a better tomorrow, increasing the longevity of a dance career and imparting the much required knowledge of the importance of fitness and nutrition to every artist. Structured plans are provided for guiding them with the best available facilities at Nalanda. The students are also soulfully guided towards taking these cultural and social responsibilities ahead to every school and every corner. The basic training begins, and then slowly and steadily, as the senior classes are attended, the students completely turn into these full-blown dancers, giving full attention to nritya and choreography. This just doesn't end there. Every teacher is equally involved in every lecture, be it the tala sir, the mridangist, the teacher, the guide, the friend. Bharatanatyam is one of the most popular wings at Nalanda, and Mohiniyattam, obviously, as it has been revived by the creator of Nalanda, Padma Bhushan Dr. Srimati Kanakrele. The lectures are extremely popular, being on one-on-one basis, where every student and every teacher are connected with each other just in the right way possible. The Guru Shishya Parampara continues with Kathak, where the teacher, the student, and the entire environment around is beautifully a garden of dance, with the spiral chakras, with the importance given to Abhinaya and the Layakari, and all of it being one. The newly introduced Odissi course at Nalanda is also one to look out for in the future, with the best teachers guiding the students. The students are further promoted to also learning Indian folk dances. They perform at the university levels and, not a surprise, also win the accolades to Nalanda. It is about becoming a wholesome dancer. Music and tala are an extremely important part of the syllabi at Nalanda, thus giving them a total picture of what a dancer or a dance teacher should truly be. It makes them completely competent to even conduct their own classes, their own performances in the future, arangetrams of their children. And thus, this small mind of the dancer completely becomes this mature artist, succinct in music, tala, and the basic conducting of any recital in dance. Not only this, but shlokas also are imparted wisdom of the ancient texts which are given utmost importance, then be it the Abhinay Darpana, the Hastalakshana Deepika, all of which are told and guided to the children. Aesthetics and sculpture being the core basis of learning Indian classical dance, the minds of the students are opened to this great cultural pot which India truly is, leading by the language Sanskrit, which is also imparted to the students. The students are evolved with epics such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, the Shilapadikaram, and Natya Shastra, the magnum opus of Bharata. English and communication skills are also developed, as a dancer is the one who can explain her item to the audience. The students are also exposed to be able to choreograph an entire piece on the basis of notation, the library being its most important facet. The students are also taught recording and editing skills in the choice-based credit system. Makeup, various languages such as Tamil, Malayalam, depending on the style of dance, and also learning different dance styles with exchange classes also aim at creating a wholesome dancer.
The alumni especially, the students who are away from their alma mater, also during these lockdown times, have relived every moment through this video of the journey in every classroom at Nalanda, the staff, the non-teaching staff, seeing everyone's faces once again. This is the melting pot of Shastra, science, and all the art forms. This is exactly what I'm talking about, amalgamation of Shastra and science. Where the Guru Shishya Parampara or the Gurukula has come down to Mumbai, very much under the umbrella of the Mumbai University. An academic, educational understanding and reputation given to dance, a professional degree. Something which helps us all stand tall around other professionals, be it from the field of science, commerce, arts, management, you name it. As dancers, we stand equal to them all when it comes in reputation of the degree we hold. All thanks to none other than the visionary Padma Bhushan Dr. Srimati Kanakere. This is the melting pot. This is the merger of Shastra and science. I hope with my presentation I have put to rest at least one question which people ask. Why dance? I once again humbly thank everyone at Nalanda for this beautiful platform that was created for all of us during these pandemic times to divert our minds into something much more constructive for that amount of time. And most importantly, I thank all the students, the past, present, and the future, as you are the reason that we keep going and come up with these various ideas to keep you involved and keep you connected with the truth of life, dance. Namaskar.